Hello everybody, I have a special video I wanted to release today. I wanted to say thank you again for everybody that subscribed to the Jaye Wellness Studio. We've reached 4K, and so I told myself once I reach 4K, I'm going to do a little video going down memory lane to kind of talk you guys a little bit of what happened to me here with eustachian tube dysfunction, tinnitus, TMJ. I have a nice little container here that I'll be going through of little collectible items of when I was dealing with this problem. I had all these little items to remind myself of what didn't work. I know that sounds very odd, but these things I put into this container, basically saying with all of the things that I tried to figure out what was wrong with me, none of these things worked at all. And it kind of motivated me to find the answers of what really helped me get through having eustachian tube dysfunction. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time chatting. I know you guys want to see what's going on. Why do you have this thing? So I'm gonna jump right in. There's a lot of items in here that I wanted to talk about, and then give you a little background story so you know a little bit about my struggle. So I'm gonna start first. First, I'm gonna start with. I can't tell you how many of these. Sorry for the shaky video. There we go. I can't tell you how many of these I was given. Now this is basically my admission for everything that I did, all my struggles, all my worries, all my problems. I would always get admitted, or I would get checked into some type of emergency room, urgent care. So this was kind of reminding me of what I've been through. I constantly had problems trying to figure out this condition, and this is just kind of symbolic to me. This just says, hey, you've been a long ways. So I keep this. This is my wristband that I was given, and I think I have maybe 9 or 10 different ones, but this is the one I kept. So this is just basically saying you got through it, and good job for fighting through it. A lot of you out there are in this position where you feel like you need to see someone. The reason why I went, I remember obviously this particular night, is I went into the emergency room because I was having a lot of panic, a lot of anxiety, a lot of pressure in the ears. It was really starting to worry me. It was just becoming a nightmare. I have spoken to many of you about this, and so a lot of you are saying the same thing. A lot of pressure in the ear, so much where you just feel, disoriented. So it got so bad one night. It was probably 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I said, I've had enough. I got to get out of here. I got to go see someone. So that's where I got this from. So for all of you out there that are in my position where you're receiving a little wristband tags, admitting you into an emergency room or some type of medical facility, just know that you will too be talking about the story about how you overcame your condition. So folks, please just stay positive and try to just keep the light of what little light that you still see. Hang on to it the best way you can. The next one here was a type of medication. This is the only time that I'm going to talk about medication, by the way. I'll talk about it, but I'm sharing what was given to me. So just wanted to let you guys know as a disclaimer. This was the kind of medication that I was given. Fluticasone propionate. Basically, this is like Flonase. For a lot of you out there that have been prescribed Flonase or a higher grade, obviously Flonase can be over the counter for those in the US that are watching, but this type of nasal spray is relatively the same. I think it's probably a generic version. I was given this nasal spray, I would say 3 or 4 different times. This just kind of shows you what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see that, but that's the kind of nasal spray that I was given multiple times. It says a couple times a day. So I was given this nasal spray, and honestly, folks, you probably can't see much of this, but this is practically full. So that tells you it didn't work. So, and some of you will say, well, you didn't use it long enough. Well, I was prescribed this multiple times, and after the 3rd time, I said, I am not taking this stuff anymore. Let's move along, folks. We got some more stuff to cover here. Interesting things that I wanted to talk to you about in here. Great stories. Now they're great stories. So again, for all of you out there that are struggling, you will too be explaining all the stuff you went through. This one right here is these are just pills that I think I lost the box to. That's the name. It's kind of a sinus related pill. Uh, you know, these obviously, again, it's adult strength. To be honest, I don't know if this worked or not. I'm pretty sure it didn't. I threw this in here again. It's something that didn't work. Again, when I talk about what I describe a lot in my videos is that I say that when you have this condition, you are often given the sinus way of treating things, and that's what this was. This is a sinus medication, and it didn't do anything at all. So I think ultimately this video is going to explain what I was given, and you can kind of process, eliminate, and compare it to what you're getting and what you're receiving from other providers and doctors. And again, this isn't to this isn't to put down what the providers and the professionals recommended for me. This is just to share my version of the story of things that did not work for me. Hopefully, maybe these things may work for you, but they did not work for me. But this is a sinus medication that I believe was very strong, and it didn't even help me whatsoever. The next thing we got here are earwax removal drops. This one is pretty much about a quarter of it left. I went back to the doctor, an allergist, or some provider, and they gave me these type of drops and said maybe it's a wax issue. You probably have lots of wax in your ear. They didn't see much, but they said, however, take this Murine. If anybody wants to look that up, this is what I was given, and it didn't work at all. It cleaned my ear, so I'm not gonna say things didn't work at all, but this cleaned my ear. But it didn't solve the problem of eustachian tube dysfunction, and that's what my goal was, to get rid of eustachian tube dysfunction. What helped me get rid of eustachian tube dysfunction, along with a long list of other things I've talked about, is I started drinking kombucha. Now this is from today. This isn't from the container. This is something I drink all the time. It's a good healthy gut bacteria, lots of probiotics in here. So if you see me, you probably see probiotics somewhere near me, or kombucha. But yeah, earwax drops removal. I tried to go the earwax drop removal route. It didn't do much for me. Again, it gave me a very clean ear, but it didn't solve the problem that I was dealing with, and therefore it just made me more frustrated than I already was. So for all of you out there that are dealing with the congestion, the pressure in your ear doesn't necessarily mean you have earwax in your ear, or you have too much earwax in your ear. It just simply means, again, it could be a muscular problem, problems with the masseter muscle, neck muscle problems, issues going down to the back of the base of the skull, down the neck, posture issues, a multitude of problems. But here you go. That was the next one. Here's another one that I remember taking briefly. This was a hydrocortisone. It's a sterile. It's a hydrocortisone drop, and I think this one can only be recommended by a provider. This is gonna be real hard to read, but this is very ancient, very old. You can see the little ear logo there. I also can take a snapshot of these as well, and maybe pop it on the side of the screen if that helps. But this is basically the hydrocortisone, trying to treat the condition, inflammation, trying to treat it that way. I took this. I think I didn't take it much because it's pretty full. But yeah, 2017. So that tells you how long ago and how many years I was dealing with this and when it kind of started. So I want you guys to know you're going to get a lot of drops. You're going to be prescribed drops, earwax drops, nasal sprays, pills, sinus pills, all this stuff, So I just want to let you know this video is given, how should I put it? In my quest to helping others with this condition, I have to expose a little bit of what I went through to let everybody know this is real. This isn't a gimmick. I want to let you know that it's a true story. And so this is a great video I've been wanting to do for a while. I've been holding on to this stuff for many years. I'm sure there's a few more other things that I have that I can share one day. But these are one of the main things that I've been holding on to let everybody know it was definitely a problem for me. This is interesting. I have to tell this story. This is very interesting. Now, you're going to look at this and think this is a fashion item of some sort. Now, I will be so surprised if someone comments on the video about this. This right here is a band that I bought in a health food store. I don't remember which one, like a health and wellness store. If you look very closely at this little wristband here, it has a tiny little ball here on it. This ball right here has been known, and it's been, according to studies, I read a little bit about it. I don't have all the details with me right now, but according to the studies, this ball was supposed to go on my wrist. I got a lot of other wristbands here, but it's supposed to go on my wrist, and the ball is supposed to be like that. This is supposed to help with vertigo. When I bought this is supposed to help with balance issues. You can look it up, or maybe I can link to it in the description and let you guys kind of read about it. I have never seen anything like this. To this day, I don't see this anymore in stores. It's supposed to help with people who are traveling, or they're going on the boat. It's supposed to help with vertigo, off balance feelings. It's supposed to help with if you're feeling nauseous, your equilibrium's off. This was supposed to help with that. It kind of applies a little pressure right here. I'm assuming maybe somewhere right here on the vein, or there's a tension point of some sort around the wrist area that's going to target. I ended up using this item here as just a fashion statement. Honestly, it didn't do anything for me. I didn't notice anything. For some of you out there who have been feeling dizzy, off balance, equilibrium's off, this is something. See, this just shows all the research that I did, and these were things that I was told to do by professionals all over the city, all over the state. And so I even went out of my city to see people, and this is where I began. So this band right here, you can look it up. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but if anybody has any more insight or any more knowledge about this, please leave it in the comments. But as far as I know, it was supposed to help with vertigo, and I bought it. I think it was probably a little less than $20, and I remember wearing it and forgot I had it on and didn't notice anything because I still felt dizzy. I still felt the equilibrium off, and that is what I'm not going to say everything I have here was a waste, because this helped troubleshoot everything that I thought I had problems with. So when you're prescribed medication that doesn't work, some people may target that professional, say, you didn't give me the right thing. I look at it like this. Okay, now I know it's not this. So now I'm getting closer to what's not working to find what will work. So no need to get upset with any professional or providers or doctors or nurses. It's just basically getting you closer to finding relief. So this right here was something I tried. And last but not least, this guy right here. You can barely see it. I bought this. Obviously, it comes in two, but I only have one. This is what I used to put in my ear, and this is what I use to prevent fluid going in my ear during showers. I thought this would be something that would help me. I would pop it in my ear, and I would take my shower, and then I could avoid the fluid or water, extra liquid or fluid going on in my ear. I did that. I wanted to say I did this consistently for about a month. I would pop both of them in my ear, take my shower, and then come out. Went back to the doctor, and they said, good thing is there's no fluid in your ear, but I would tell the doctor I still have the sensation of fluid in my ear. I don't know why, but I bought these earbuds, earplugs, whatever you want to call them. They help with preventing loud sounds, fluid, things like that. And so I purchased this pack of two, popped them in my ear, whatever, and didn't really notice anything different. Another thing that I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to tell you about it because I don't have it with me. I think I threw it away. But I took a water bottle, and this is something that I don't want you guys to do. When you're in this state of desperation with this condition, you're going to try a lot of things. What I did, and I really don't want you guys to do it because I watched the video online, and you got to look at things and do things with a grain of salt sometimes. I took a regular bottle of water. I wish I had a bottle with me here. I took a bottle of water. Basically, I had, pretend this is a bottle, and I drilled a little hole in the cap, just big enough to put a pin in. And I took a pin and narrowed and hollowed out the pin, took out the little ink tab that's inside of the pin and plugged it into the hole, filled the bottle up with water, and tried to flush my ears out with the bottle, and it made things worse. So long story short, do not try to flush your ears out with the bottle using the pen as like a transfer straw or something like that. That stuff, you guys are much smarter than I am, I'm sure, but when you're in this state of desperation, you're still trying to figure out what's going on with your body, just know that you're going to feel the temptation to try anything to feel better. But I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of this condition stems off of where your mind is. It's more of a mind over matter. It's more of a mind control thing than it is anything that the body's going through from the neck down. Okay, so the mind is what's really going to control this condition. If you're anticipating you're going to have more problems, you're going to most likely have more problems. If you're anticipating that, hey, I'm feeling better, usually I feel better after sunset, you're going to probably not feel good after sunset. So folks, just please tell me that you're going to go and try to center your mind. I have a lot of sound therapy on the Jaye Wellness Studio channel that you can also take a listen to. Do your best to center your mind, because that is going to be your biggest challenge, biggest enemy, is trying to center this thing here and keeping it quiet. Once you do that, with everything else that I've talked about on the channel and things that you've read yourself and other professionals you've seen on YouTube or other places that have given you good vital information, do all those things as a whole, and do that and silence the mind while you're doing all those things, and you'll notice that when you do that, you begin to feel so much better. So I hope this video was very helpful for you all out there. I needed to make this one a little bit longer than my normal videos. I wanted to do this one as kind of like a special thanks. 4K is a big deal for me. It's a tuna fish size to a lot of the YouTubers out there, but my main goal is to help others, and that's what I'm going to continue to do on this channel. And so I really appreciate all of you who take the time to watch the videos. Hopefully you're getting a lot out of it, and if you're watching it and not getting anything out of it, then I'm not doing my job. Therefore, why am I here? So alrighty folks, I will be talking to you later. Please leave any questions you have in the comments. All my information will be on there as well, on how to reach me, Instagram, Facebook, email. So I will talk to you all soon. Take care, everybody.